Hey guys, Cream Crazy here, and Survivor Series ended, what, 40 minutes ago? And you know what, it's time for my results and opinions, isn't it? I mean, I decided against the grain to stay up and watch it because I kind of realised, holy fuck, tomorrow night I'm going to probably be transcribing a load of media texts from the television, so I might as well get this review done now, eh? Probably not the best smart thinking on my mind, but I'm going to do it anyway, because it's right. You guys want to hear it. You want to get it as soon as possible, don't you? And downstairs, all good stuff. And if you notice this random colour thing, that's my duvet. Just in case I fell asleep, I wanted to do it comfortably. On this pay-per-view, I went in feeling quite pessimistic about this event. I thought it was either going to be really good, really shit, or just in the middle where I'm not really going to care. But nonetheless, let's go on with this, shall we? You know what, I'll say one thing. I guessed the running order of the card right down the fucking middle. I've never done that before, so that's a bit of a shocker, really, to think about it that way. I said to myself, okay, it'll be this match, then this match, then this match, and all the rest will follow. It followed exactly how I predicted. Holy shit. Right. First up, we have Dolph Ziggler defeating John Morrison to retain the US title in a great match. I'll tell you now. And you know what, it was great. Morrison got booed when he came out, which was strange, but then I realised, holy shit, they were chanting, "We want Ryder," repeatedly. And it was fun, actually, to think, oh yeah, they really did want him. And they were ringing out the chants, not just in this match, but all the way through the night. It's cool starting off in the match, really. Fireman's carrying into an arm drag by Morrison. They're chanting boring at one stage earlier on. It was really, really annoying me. I thought, what fucking dicks. Ziggler countered a hip toss, got caught and catapulted. Morrison corkscrewed out of the ring onto Ziggler. Vicky verbally berating Morrison. Ziggler then whacked him with a spinning neck breaker through the second rope, which I thought was fantastic. My throat hurts. I've been doing a lot of talking somehow tonight. Morrison then gets hit by Ziggler in a hairpull slam, followed by a headlock. Morrison fights Ziggler into the corner, misses the splash. Ziggler hits a gourd buster on the rebound. Fucking great to see a gourd buster back. I think it was a gourd buster, but you guys be the judge. Comment section. Morrison hits a forearms and the wheel kick, hits a spinning neck breaker for 2. Ziggler rolled up Morrison for 2. Morrison hit a springboard enziguri for 2. Nice. Morrison then hits a turtle whirl, and Ziggler counters into a sleeper. Morrison then gets a sleeper on Ziggler. Ziggler then hits a flip bottom DDT, I think. I wasn't really... no, it was Ziggler. It was Morrison who hit that. I wasn't too sure what, because I didn't rewind at that point. Vicky then puts Ziggler's foot under the rope, and then the ref throws her out. I'm thinking, finally! Somebody has to throw this bitch out. She's been interfering in the matches constantly at pay-per-view, and she hasn't been thrown out. What the hell? Where is the legitimacy of the rules in this case? Yeah, finally happy. I was going crazy. Small package and multiple roll-ups for multiple 2 counts for both men. Ziggler counters a springboard splash and Ziggler hits a facebuster for 2. Morrison knees Ziggler in the temple, goes for the Starship Pain. Ziggler counters. Ziggler then hits the zigzag and gets the win. Now that may seem quite short. There's a lot of rest holds, a lot of headlocks, a lot of sleeper holds. It was actually quite a great match for mat wrestling fans, and just general everything. It was actually a decent match for me. I quite liked it. Ziggler then talked shit. Ryder came out to a monstrous pop and beat him down. Good way to end it. It was a back and forth match. Lots of near falls, very physical, and something that highlighted both men's ability well. Morrison looked good in defeat, mind you, because he fought his arse off. I really thought he had it when Vicky got thrown out, because usually when the manager gets thrown out, you're bound to get some victory, you know what I mean? But I don't know why that didn't happen. And the thing is, Ryder's appearance was cool as well, because they wanted him in there. I wanted him in there, primarily because it was New York City. But, yeah, the match went on for the right amount of time. Vicky getting thrown out was cool. It was perfect for a mid-card title match. It was fast. Great setting of moves. Both men got equal offense, mind you, although I did feel Ziggler got more than Morrison ever could do. It was a great mid-card title match. 3 stars. Entertaining for the most part, did lack in a few places, but I'm not going to lie, it was a good match to watch. You people might be thinking I'm being a little bit generous. That's your opinion. Comment section. These guys still have a future, definitely. And Ziggler is definitely going to get a good push after this. If he loses at TLC, fine, he'll probably win the Royal Rumble. Morrison, this match, he did great. Probably will save his career if he signs that fucking contract. Because that match was worth him signing another contract. Shows he's actually got something left to give, really. Not sure how many people are going to react to that. And then Beth Phoenix defeated Eve Torres in the Lumberjill match to retain the Divas Championship. And you know what? Apart from Eve putting that Christo head scissors key lock on, which still looked epic, there was only one move in this match that ever really mattered. You know what that was? If you didn't see it, you've got to go check it out, because Beth hit a glam slam from the top rope. Believe me, it was absolutely amazing. I've never seen that done before. Sorry, it was incredible. Absolutely awesome. And you know what? I was thinking, I've done it before in the past. I've given matches a quarter of a star just for one move. That move there was epic. The only problem is, the rest of the match, apart from that key lock, which I was impressed by, the match was still pure garbage. It was still pure garbage. Hardly anything happened. Actually, you know what? I actually heard the Divas outside the ring chanting a hell of a lot more than I did the crowd. So that'll show their disinterest. It showed my disinterest until the Glam Slam came along. I know Dave Meltzer might go all high and mighty and give this a 1 star or something, knowing his rating system is sometimes a bit inflated. But then again, I'll give it a big fat 0 because that one move does not justify the entire match, does it? No, not at all. Next up, Team Barrett defeated Team Orton in the Classic Survivor Series matchup, and booyah! That was the exact result you wanted, and the exact result I wanted. Perfect ending. And guess what? Michael Cole, because he's a little bit of a douchebag, he gets his facts wrong. Yeah, what idiot. He says that Orton was the sole survivor for 2 Survivor Series running, 04 and 05. Bullshit. You know why? Because if you know your history, Michael Cole, if you know he was the final guy, the sole survivor for Team Bischoff in 2003. Now, come on. You were there that night, for fuck's sake. You should remember such a momentous victory from ringside. You weren't commentating on it, but fuck it, you should have been. You were closer to it than JR and King were. Come on, get your facts right. You're the head commentator and you can't even remember that. Fuck it. 3 Survivor Series running, he was a sole survivor. You can't tell me that you get that wrong. Fuck you, Cole. There wasn't too much really in this match, to be honest, but I'll get what I can out of it. There's a great back suplex counter into a wheel kick by Kofi, which kicked off the match really nicely. Orton got the tag and hit an RKO immediately on Ziggler and eliminated him. I thought it was a bit of a rush, but then again, he already wrestled a great match earlier on. Barrett got a team talk. Orton then breaks it up. Then Team Orton dominate them and throw Team Barrett out of the ring. I'm thinking, okay, what a great way to make your heel guys look weak. They're going to lose this thing. Yeah, which obviously got completely proven wrong. Then, I believe what made this match kind of go downhill a bit. Sin Cara and Kofi went for some sort of plancha over the top. And Sin Cara hit his head on the rope and and he went down on his ankle. I think he may have hyperextended his knee in the run-up. And he was in quite a bit of pain in his ankle. He was in a lot of pain. He was eliminated. Basically, he botched a move. But then again, I think that was mostly accidental because he probably injured his ankle or knee in the run-up. And I feel sorry for the guy, really, because people are going to say he botched a move and got injured. You know what? He didn't botch the move, really. I think he may have just injured it before he before he was about to go to the ropes. And well, let's hope he gets better, really, if it's not too bad. Springboard, not much happened, really. I wasn't really that into this match, really. It was a bit slow for me. And guys, there wasn't too much to note apart from this point. Springboard kick and a crossroads by Cody eliminated Mason Ryan, who just did a few power moves, really. Didn't do anything in this match. Cody got a great chant from MSG Faithful, of course. Kofi wipes out Barrett and Swagger with kicks before Barrett came out and boots him, and then got a wasteland to eliminate him. Cody got busted open by Orton at some point. It's all bleeding above his eye area around here. Where am I? Orton countered a facebuster and then chucked Cody right in the air. So much elevation on that. Bam! Really looked painful from where I was looking at it. Fucking hell. Sheamus went for the Celtic Cross on Swagger. Swagger got off and Barrett gets clotheslined by Sheamus. Sheamus then knees the crap out of Swagger in the corner, and he doesn't relent off. Referee DQs him. Swagger then gets hit with a bro kick, and this getting covered by Orton, and he's eliminated. Barrett distracts Orton. Inicio goes for a springboard RKO in mid. Goes for a springboard clothesline. Then Orton RKOs him in midair. Now becoming formulaic. You used to not see that at all. Now you're seeing it all the time. I'm getting bored by it personally. Gets the elimination. Cody then gets hit with an RKO. But the one defining moment is that Barrett's still in the ring, hits the wasteland, gets the win. The heel team have won. And you know what? People are saying this is a fast-paced match. I'm not seeing where you're coming from here. To me, it was quite slow. Back and forth between the teams, alternating, and I didn't really see much go on in this match, apart from some formulaic punches and a few slams, to really make me feel this was a fast-paced match. Because the fast guy, Sin Cara, got took out of this match thanks to an injury. So I wouldn't go too far and say that this was a fast-paced match, because to me it wasn't even that at all. This match lacked in-ring psychology. Sin Cara's injury really didn't help things. I mean, it was good to see the heels win, but this match bored me shitless for the most part. And Randy, I think, I would say he probably did he pinned every single heel guy in there. Inicio, Swagger, Ziggler. He pinned them all. He pinned all three. He was still made to look strong despite actually being beaten. And that's a bit shit, isn't it? His no selling doesn't help. Again, he got beaten down in the corner by Cody and he didn't really sell it. I feel cruel giving this rating, but then again, it was nothing special. I can't give this match too much of a pleasure rating, because even the good stuff didn't really feel like it gave the match anything at all. Half a star. I'm sorry, but I can't give it anything else. You guys are probably shouting at me thinking, what the fuck are you doing? This is a 1-star tops. You know me. I'm either really harsh or really generous for these ratings. You know me? I just do what I can with what I've got here. Big Show defeated Mark Henry by disqualification. Therefore, Henry retains the title in a very meh match. Very, very not very good match for these guys. This match was very slow. Very slow in the get-go. Hardly anything happened. I mean, it was only really until Henry got Big Show down, hitting the world's strongest slam, then the big splash, then a jumping elbow, getting a 2 count for every single one. This match started picking up. Henry then put Show in the ring post, bulldozed him through the barricade. Show then got in at the count of 9, which looked a bit too fast for the ref, in my opinion. Henry got to the top rope. The Show pushed him off it, recreating the superplex here, and then BAM! In comes Big Show with a super kick, and then HBK chants come up from that. Even the best thing that I believe on the entire night, Big Show was standing on that top rope precariously, and it slowed down the match even more at this point, because he was standing there thinking, oh fuck, I'm not going to do this. He then hits a giant elbow from the top. 1, 2, and Henry kicks out of it. Randy Savage chants are going all the while. I'm actually applauding Big Show for this. And it's great to see a big guy do an elbow drop. Fantastic. Show goes for the weapon of mass destruction. Henry hit the low blow and got DQ'd. Not much to really go on about. What else? And then Henry got his chair to put him in the Hall of Pain again. Show moved out of the way. Big Show hits the WMD. It's always too late. Puts Henry his leg in the chair and squashes that. Definitely something I didn't expect. Leads up for TLC, definitely. This match was very slow, but they showed when they picked up the pace that it was actually worth something, but it was too late. Because all they did was a few psychology leg bending holds, but you know by now the leg has healed. You can't sell a body part that you haven't even worked on in the entire match, Mark. And apart from the barricade spot, and the elbow spot, this was nothing, practically. And you know what? I'll give it a 1/4 of a star. I'm being that fucking generous. 1/4 of a star. I was going to give it half, but I kind of realised now, looking back on it, this was nothing. The other 2 matches these guys had were decent, really decent matches. This was just, apart from an ending part, poor as fuck for me in comparison. I hated this match, really. 1/4 of a star. Definitely 1/4 of a star. I'm not going to give it any more than that. And then we get to the best match of the night without a shadow of a doubt, because surprisingly, in my opinion, CM Punk defeated Alberto Del Rio to win the WWE Championship. Who the hell expected this? Because I didn't. I had a feeling Punk would win it, because he did something epic to begin the night off. He brought out Howard Finkel to announce him. You gotta do that. I gotta give him applause. Gotta give him applause for that. That was awesome. No one can deny how epic that was. I mean, come on, you're gonna have to come back, Rodriguez. You can't pwn Fink. No one can pwn the Fink. So, Rodriguez, you are fucked. Del Rio got getting bugged by the crowd repeatedly. CM Punk chants, "We want ice cream bars." Even at one point, a Colt Cabana chant. Yeah, MSG, you were on fire tonight. Punk worked on the arm, wrenching an arm, dragging Del Rio across the ring. Del Rio went to the outside, and then Punk hit a suicide dive. Crossbody with an axe handle gets 2 for Punk. Rodriguez on the outside whacks Punk in the face. He gets chased, all for Del Rio to rack Punk mid-run. Del Rio slams Punk's arm into the steps. Double axe handle by Del Rio for 2. Del Rio wrenches the arm. Punk hits back with an arm drag to counter. Punk then gets the GTS position on Del Rio, but an arm breaker by Del Rio gets hit on the rebound. Del Rio then thrusts his knees into the arms quite a bit before going for the cover. This, ladies and gentlemen, is what we call in-ring psy-fucking-cology. Both guys are working on the arm, selling it like a boss. This is exactly the type of stuff I am looking for from a match. Definitely good stuff. Punk runs out in the corner, but then gets hit right with a tilt-a-whirl backbreaker by Del Rio for 2. Punk's now in the ropes. Del Rio flies, but Punk gets out of the way. Del Rio goes right between the ropes and out. And Punk is just still selling the arm by flexing that bastard. It's great to see, I know that for sure. Del Rio then snaps the arm on the ropes, but then Punk, of course, runs back in. It's a big boot when he comes back in. Epic win! Okay. Punches by Punk, followed by wheel kick, covers for 2. Knees to the face and running bulldog for 2. Flying clothesline for 2. Punk is on all cylinders here, trying to get the victory. Punk goes for the GTS, but Del Rio counters with a backstabber for 2. Punk misses the knee. Del Rio hits a picture-perfect enziguri for 2. Armbreaker and again a roll-up for 2. Savage goes for the Punk elbow. Del Rio hits him off and whacks the arm again with a foot this time. Del Rio goes for the shoulder into the ring, but hits the ring post. And I've noticed this. Del Rio's head hits Punk's knee the moment it goes into the ring post. His shoulder goes into the ring post. So, for me, I'm thinking, you may have a concussion there, pal. Oh, God. Alright. Punk then hits the Savage elbow for 2. More Savage chants. Wait. Punk then starts tuning up the band, which is shocking. HBK chants. He wants to go to sleep. Del Rio counters. Del Rio counters loads of kicks and locks, and then basically he hits loads of kicks that Punk's trying to get in on the head, obviously. And then bam, in comes a cross arm breaker. Punk's injured arm, making him scream in pain. Punk then gets to the ropes. It's a great sequence to watch. Free flowing, fast, great stuff. Del Rio gets up for the GT. Hold on. Where am I? Yes, Del Rio goes up for the GTS, counters, throws Punk to the ropes, and then he calls Punk kicks Rodriguez. Del Rio rolls up gets the tights for 2. Punk hits the Anaconda Vice. Del Rio taps out like a bitch, which I didn't expect for a 1, and then gets the 3. Hey, going on, Punk. Didn't expect you to win, but I'll give you your plaudits when due. Fast-paced match, high-flying moves, submissions, strikes, grapples, and psychology all included in one epic match. Proves how good these guys are, really. I was into this match all the way. So back and forth, for so many counters and pinfalls, I couldn't keep my eyes off this thing. Had a hard time keeping my eyes on it, but really going back to this computer. But it could have gone on a bit longer, in my opinion. There should have been a lot more struggle with the submissions. I mean, my idea of Del Rio latching in that cross arm breaker 2 or 3 times in the match to make the struggle for Punk to tap out be more realistic. And same for Del Rio. I thought he would be stuck in the Anaconda Vice, try and roll around to get out of it, and then try and reach the ropes, and just basically make himself look strong by practically doing it at the last minute, like I said Punk would do if he lost. And it could have added more tension, but there wasn't too much to fault for this match. I loved it. Great match to watch. Kept me involved. The crowd were fucking awesome. And you know what? I welcome them to give us 4 stars. Yeah, 4 stars. The first 4-star match I've given since SummerSlam. I didn't even make a review video for that. No, wait. I think I may have given the street fight between Triple H and CM Punk something near a 3-star. Yeah, I did. No. The nearest match I gave a 4-star was Del Rio Cena at Vengeance. So think about that for a second. No, Hell in a Cell as well. Yeah, I got a lot of things, you know. Good 4-star match. Great match. Check it out when you can if you haven't. It's one of the only reasons you really should check this pay-per-view out for. And then finally we get to the over-bloated, over-hyped white elephant that was this main event. Now, it wasn't really a white elephant in the way that it completely fucked up and failed, but to me, it was definitely a match which should have given more, really. Because, the first result, The Rock and John Cena defeated Awesome Truth. What the actual fuck? Oh my god, never mind, I'll get on to it. To start off with leapfrogs, followed by arm drags and a masterful cradle on Miz by The Rock for 2. The Rock was ready for it. He was showing for it. He tells Truth to just bring it, and Truth and Rock exchange counters before Truth gets punched out. German suplex pin by Rock, but Cena then beats down the Miz, and the ref is distracted. He can't get the pin here. And Rock is basically looking at Cena thinking, you're fucked. Gets beaten a little bit. Miz gets tagged in and he wants Cena. Crowd are eating up for Cena with "you can't wrestle" chants. Then they're going at him completely with this. Cena hits a nice monkey flip and a drop kick variation there. Shows he can wrestle. Crowd fight back, however, with "you still suck." I'll tell it again. MSG, you are on fire tonight. Crowd win, definitely. He goes for the 5-knuckle shuffle, but "you can't see me" is The Rock instead of I think R-Truth in this case. It distracts The Rock. The Rock distracts Cena. Truth boots him. Miz is in, boots Cena for 2. Double shoulder block and chokehold by Truth. Shows he's that's cool because Miz and Truth did a backstage promo earlier on where Truth was saying that the pigeons were looking up at the bus with Rock and Cena on it, and you know what they said? Nothing, because pigeons can't talk. Some guy just shouted out from the crowd, "Show those pigeons who's boss." Holy shit, that was an epic win. FU attempt by Cena, countered to a DDT by Miz for 2. Rock hasn't done anything to help yet, which is great for the antagonizing in this case for both men. Truth whacks Cena, Miz covers for 2. Truth tagged in, hits a double suplex for 2. Cena then fights out after Truth and Miz get some offense, but Miz hits a clothesline. Truth goes to the top rope, hits a crossbody, but Cena rolls through, goes for the FU, but Truth counters and it's a nice Falcon Arrow for 2. Again, where do we see a Falcon Arrow nowadays? Miz whacks down Cena, taunting on The Rock, then gets locked in the STFU out of nowhere. Truth kicks it out though. Cena then hits the FU on Truth. Cena nearly gets to the corner for the tag, but Miz stops him. Hits Rock off the apron. Truth then beats down The Rock on the outside. Double flapjack by Miz and R-Truth for 2. Truth taunts and misses his leg drop, and it looks quite funny with him doing a pelvic thrust. Cena tags in The Rock. Rock to the DDT on the Miz, laying the smacker down on Truth, hitting the rock bottom. He then puts a sharpshooter on Miz. After then, Truth gets back in, hits a flatliner on The Rock mid sharpshooter. Nice. Truth is then beaten out of the ring by Cena. Miz gets to his feet, taunts The Rock, and Rock then spinebusters him. The elbow pad comes off. We're going to see the most electrifying move in sports entertainment, the People's Elbow! as King used to say it, and it connects. Then 1, 2, 3, and I'm thinking, what the fuck? And then Cena gets back in the ring. They start talking to each other, and I can't hear what the fuck they're saying because obviously they haven't got the decency to give us a fucking microphone so we can hear what's going on here. Rock then goes up, does his taunt, gets a lot of cheers. Cena then does the same and gets a shitload of boos. Rock telling him to get the fuck out of here. Rock does it one more time. They have a small little stare down. Rock gives Cena a rock bottom. Pay-per-view ends. Rock looked good. Awesome Truth got some offense, and this match was way more entertaining than I expected it to be. However, the wrong team won. Nothing climactic happened, and nothing game-changing happened either. This was a decent tag match. No doubt a decent tag match. But it left me a bad taste in my mouth. Because there was nothing, absolutely nothing, to make me think they're going to do something different here. They're going to give something shocking to get this pay-per-view ending on a high note. Because to me, having the face guys win was not how ending this pay-per-view on a high note should have been. Brian Gowitz, I'm looking right at your beady little face. Because, I mean, this match for sure was back and forth. Had some great counters and the crowd were into it. But, lack of MMA psychology. But the ending, there was a lot of time they could have put towards either someone coming in and interfering, costing them the match, or at least have Cena do something to The Rock. Because we've already seen Rock do a rock bottom on Cena. We've already seen that. I want to use this pay-per-view to get Cena over as the bad guy in this feud. Why not? Why is that such an issue for Brian Gowitz? Why is it such an issue that he couldn't have just let Miz and R-Truth get a surprise win out of nowhere? Because apparently leaving the fans happy going home, you can do it. But just don't do it at a time when you need to do something else to get the pay-per-view up a notch. You know what? I'm going to give it 2 stars. I'm being nice. 2 stars. And I'm being both generous and critical. Because I'm going to still write my letter to Brian Gowitz when I get the chance. Because no matter how much he wanted to send the fans home happy and make The Rock look strong, this was not the way to do it. We were left with a bad taste in our mouths, no climactic ending, no heel turn as was expected. And Rock is making Cena look like his bitch, which, to be honest, you'd never see that done for anyone else, though, would you? If it wasn't The Rock, would they do it for someone else? No. Which pisses me off, because now they're making Rock look like what Cena is to me, and that's not very nice. A super Rock. Ha! Putting a cape on a Rock. How funny would that be? But, you know what? It's not good. Right, I'm going on my overall final thoughts. Despite the card looking good, 2 matches delivered great, fantastic bouts. One being the Rock Cena Truth match was mediocre, and the rest were practically garbage. It doesn't build a case for keeping Survivor Series in the long-term future, and it does highlight the creative are still losing their marbles live on TV at pay-per-views. Because I wasn't too full of expectation going in, and I was left underwhelmed coming out. This is a Big 4 show. And it doesn't solve the problem of them not giving Survivor Series 1 enough hype. They gave it a lot of hype for one match. But the pay-per-view still lacked. There was a lot of free time on our hands we could have used. You know, this is some backstage promos which really didn't go anywhere, in my opinion. And it literally keeps the show in line with all the other pay-per-views out there that were average. And, I mean, there's the 2 title matches, the US and WWE ones, along with the Rock Cena Awesome Truth and the Epic Crowd, did save this pay-per-view for a hell of a lot. They should thank every single one of the crowd and Ziggler, Morrison, Del Rio, CM Punk, and Rock Cena and Awesome Truth for doing a good job. Because if it wasn't for that, I'd be giving this my lowest review ever. They saved this fucker from being a really shit show. And do you know what? I'll tell you now, this pay-per-view deserved better, and it needed better, because I was disappointed coming out of this. I mean, it wasn't the worst. No, far from it. But when you come out of pay-per-view with such magnitude, building on it, Rock wrestled good, but I expected a lot more. I wanted more shocks, more twists. That's what you want to. That's what you expect from wrestling. It didn't give us any. I mean, sure, the shock of the night was probably the elbow drop from the top rope, the glam slam from the top, and Team Barrett winning was probably the biggest shock of the night. But when that's the biggest shock, you kind of think, are WWE running out of ideas here? I don't know. Possibly. And guys, I'm going to give this show the bare average for a poor, mediocre showing. 4.25 out of 10. 4.25 out of 10. How's that? It's not as bad as the Rumble was, because Rumble had 2 0 matches and about half a star in there, but the Rumble didn't get too high either. So I'll give it what it's worth. Let's hope TLC can end this average year of pay-per-views on a high, because it ended last year on a high, so let's hope to God it continues the trend. And guys, that's the end of my pay-per-view results and opinions. I hope you're happy with that. If you like what you're hearing, you want to see more, subscribe button's up there, people. Haven't pressed it yet? You gotta do what you gotta do. And what are your views on the pay-per-view? What did you think about it? Do you agree with me? Disagree with me? There's the comments section. Use it. And also, guys, I'm going to use this time wisely, because there are 2 guys who recently I subscribed to and who sent me a nice little comment on their channel who are great wrestling guys. Go check them out. High Five Wrestling. Link will be in the description. 2 Americans with great charisma, know what they're talking about, great people. Please, they're fantastic. They've got about 31 subscribers. They've got quite a lot of views already, though. Great for them. And you know what? Give them more love. Seriously, they are great guys. Great loving to talk to them as well. They're great people. And I'm going to leave it there, guys. I will see you probably for my Q&A in the weekend, WWE 12 review. I'll do all that. So I hope you'll be there for that, because I've got a long week ahead of me. It's going to be tough. Guys, I've been Queen Crazy. You've been people watching. And I am ready to sign off and finally go to sleep. Cheers.